We are back with a book to movie episode. This time we are talking about Remarkably Bright Creatures. I'm Jamie Livingston.
And I'm Sarah Lyles, and we are so approachable.
I'm so excited for this.
Me too.
We did this book almost a year ago. I mean, it was one of our first books, maybe last summer.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have listened to that episode, and I think that book resonated with a lot of people. And now the movie is out on Netflix. Mm-hmm. It came out yesterday, so we are jumping on this one really fast. You just finished watching it this afternoon.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched it last night, and we wanted to be the first to tell you about it. Hopefully you've watched the movie, because we're going to give spoilers. If you haven't read the book, the movie's still great.
Yes, and I recommend, even if you haven't read the book, watch the movie.
Yeah, I recommend that all the time.
Yes.
Because there's still so much that you miss, and like they did change things in this.
They did, but it didn't change the overall vibe. So that's what I loved about the book. And so as we talk about the movie, I don't think that they changed that, that was the part that was so captivating to me about the book.
So if you haven't seen the movie yet, press pause and maybe just go and listen to our episode on the book itself. Mm-hmm. And then come back. Please come back and listen to this episode, because we gave the book a 4.4.
Yes.
I believe both of us gave it a 4.4. So this was a pretty highly rated book for us.
Right.
We enjoyed it. It was a different type of book for us, kind of this feel-good literary fiction. Mm-hmm. It is now a movie, and how do we feel about that?
I mean, I thought it was well done. I was a little bit surprised and pleasantly surprised of how they portrayed Marcellus. So I wished they would have pushed him a little bit better as far as like his silly antics, silly things that he did. But Sally Fields, she was great. I loved her.
Owned this.
Oh, yes. So the thing, I feel like the movie, she was more of the star of the show. And the book, I felt like Marcellus was more of the star of the show in the book.
I can see that. Mm-hmm. I feel like when we were talking about the book, we were kind of confused, or we both thought that the octopus should have had more chapters. I mean, like, he was definitely there, but
they were short.
They were short.
So short.
And I think in the movie, they brought Marcellus to life, and he was really interwoven throughout this whole thing. And I think he had a bigger role. So I still think that Sally Field was the star of this, but I think that Marcellus played a bigger role in telling the whole story, because he was kind of a narrator.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you know who he was voiced by?
I don't, but I loved their voice.
Did you?
Yes, I really thought it was a very pleasant. It was, I mean, kind of the audiobook. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the audiobook, another like a UK accent, just very wholesome. I loved it. I loved whoever did it. Who was it?
It was Alfred Molina.
Don't know that name.
Which you may recognize him. I didn't write down any of the movies or things that he's from, but it was a face that I kind of recognized.
Okay.
But I was expecting, I think from the audiobook, it was a very, very British character.
Correct. Uh-huh.
And when he's like, the opening scene of the movie was him talking, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. And so it really grew on me, because I was expecting Mr.
Really
British,
thick.
and this was like, I believe he's still a British actor, but it was not like that thick, heavy accent that maybe the audiobook listeners would be familiar with.
True. I could see that.
But I really liked it. He's an older guy. I think from Wikipedia, he's in his 70s or something. So it was an older actor playing our old Marcellus. He's almost 5, or he's like in octopus years, about to die.
Yes, he is. He's counting his days. Like his days are numbered, because as you see in the book, and they did keep that in the movie.
Yeah.
He's numbering his days, like
Day 1,622 of my captivity. I liked that.
Yeah, so that was good. I missed the little things, like where he would steal anything. He had a little treasure chest, stole I think it was Cameron's driver's license, try to get it in front of Tova's face. And so, they took a little thing, and I get it. They have to take away something because they only have 90 minutes, or in this case, about almost 2 hours.
Right.
And so they have to fit it all in and still get the storyline so it's understanding. So cinematically, maybe, but I miss those little things.
I feel like he got out of his cage or out of his tank more.
Yes.
Like in the book, I feel like it was 2 times that we saw him get out because Tova put him back in and then Cameron put him back in with the broomstick and going crazy. But then I feel like he was out like 3 other times. I was like, what is happening?
Right. And I think it was 3 total times in the movie because the 3rd time he was out by the door trying to get out and escape, which was bound to happen, basically to give the ring away.
Right. I enjoyed him. What did you think? Because it was a CGI and puppet. So I think there was some times where it was a puppet, maybe when it was on the ground or whatever, but it was a CGI octopus. Did you think it was realistic or did it detract from your watching?
I mean, technology is fascinating to me. Like, it is so amazing how far we've come. I mean, mind you, for us, when I think of things like that, we would see the little puppet strings. We would see those things in the background, or you could see kind of the blip in their movement. But he moves so streamlined, so smoothly. It didn't take away from him as a character. It just, to me, was like, again, an awe of technology and how far we've come. And so it didn't for me. Did it for you?
I think there was maybe like one scene where he was swimming and I was like, that looks fake. But I'm also somebody who doesn't care about that. Like, I've watched shows with really cheesy dragons and things that are not realistic, and I can suspend my disbelief. Like, I'm fine with that, and my kids will watch something like that, and they're like, these graphics are awful. And I was like, well, you didn't live through the 90s. Like, what are you talking about? Like, just get over it. So I liked Marcellus. I think there were some complaints online about him being a little too cheesy, not realistic. But again, it's an octopus. I don't really know how they operate under the water and don't know if it was real or not. So I don't know. I liked him.
I liked him. I mean, I thought his character was really well done. And really, I didn't look at the octopus as being an octopus. Again, this is such a weird thought of it, right? Because you saw the genuine, wholesome relationship.
Yeah.
I guess he was just like the listening ear.
He was like the therapist.
That didn't say a word, right? He was just like, sit on my couch and talk. And so it kind of was that way, to where he was the one that they opened up to, and he could see things that, wasn't able to communicate. Like, I can see they're in your eyes. You guys there's something together. And it didn't, I guess, different than the book is the octopus. I feel like early on in the book, he talked about like knowing their like similarities, and you don't realize what even the octopus is. You don't realize what Marcellus is saying, like, oh, they're related. You don't realize that until very, very late. Although, on the flip side, Tova and Cameron meet very early in the movie versus you get more of Cameron's background in the book.
It was like the halfway point in the book before they even crossed paths.
Yes. And so it was like there was a flip of it. Like, okay, they meet a lot earlier, which was fine. You didn't get as much of the background of Cameron. They kind of changed the story a little bit. But again, didn't take away from the overall feel and the genuineness. But it was just different. It was different.
What did you think? I laughed so hard when Marcellus was going back into his tank and he like went in through this teeny little hole, and you just saw Sally Field like just completely befuddled by like, how is this octopus squeezing in around this pipe? I thought that was the perfect illustration, because in the book you may not have thought of it as that small of a space. I mean, he's squeezing in and he's like, we used to have shells, but we don't now, and this is why. And like jello through this little hole. I was like, that was a visual thing. I'm glad they did that.
Yes. Again, I liked the movie so much that I liked that visualizations that I saw in the book come to life. And so to me, it was like, oh, good. We're seeing all the things that we've been reading. And now what I thought they were may have been or changed. And either way, I was not surprised in that, but I was like, that's good for Sally Fields. Her expression was what I enjoyed.
I feel like she really ran the gamut in this, because there was happy, sad, there was like anger, there was all sorts of emotions, and she nailed this. I'm trying to picture somebody else playing this role, and honestly, I think they had the right Tova. I haven't seen Sally Field in a movie in quite a while, so it's one of those like, wow, that really was a great fit.
Yeah.
And we talked about, I think I liked the movie poster for this more because it had Sally Field on it, and you could see her like looking at the tank, and like you see a little bit of Marcellus on the tank. And we had talked about the book cover and how it looks so childish.
It did.
And you just saw like an outline of Tova from the back, and it was like, no, I want to see Tova because this story is really about her and her therapist Octopus.
All right, so we talked about Tova, we talked about Cameron just a little bit. I want to talk about Ethan.
Okay.
I loved Ethan. Was Ethan what you expected?
No, I don't think he looked old enough.
True, I agree.
I was confused. I was like, that's Ethan? And he's supposed to be like a love interest for Tova? He seemed too young. But that was, I don't know. He also was maybe more schlubbish than what I was picturing. I don't know. Do you have a better term for that?
No, that's accurate. I mean, I envisioned him more put together, right? A little bit cleaner cut, not just your like mom and pop shop owner that he was. I guess he just kind of pulled into that. I don't know if it was the British accent that made the book feel and the audiobook feel more like elevated, more pristine. By the way, if you have a British accent, for some reason I automatically like elevate.
Well, his
this.
was Scottish.
Right.
His was Scottish.
But it's the accents that make me go, oh, this book has to be to another level. And I don't know why. I think I just love their accents. And so I enjoyed Ethan a lot. I thought it was cute. I liked their little interest. Even her nitwits, they were funny.
They were hilarious.
Yes.
Oh, if he trims his beard, it's a date. Like they're hiding in the background. It was...
They weren't really hiding, but yes, hiding in plain sight.
Yes. I enjoyed them. With Ethan, I didn't see him as expressing interest in Tova.
Yeah.
Because it just looked like he was being a helpful person. I didn't see any of that as like flirting, whereas in the book it seemed very much flirty, their interactions. And she was oblivious to it, but he was definitely flirty. And in the movie, I didn't feel like any of it was flirty. He was like, the Band-Aids are on this aisle. Like, let me wrap your foot. Like, it didn't seem like, let me wrap your foot.
Right. Yeah. I could see that. I mean, I could see that it being like a little bit different in his approach. And maybe we're reading it that way to where it's more like he's interested, but I still thought he was funny.
He was funny. And I think that he handled Cameron really well.
So well. I mean, I really liked Cameron. I did not envision Cameron the way that Cameron was played. I envisioned Cameron a little bit rougher, a little bit angrier. He was so gentle and kind. He had a few moments, understandably. I mean, Tova kind of like ripped him a new one once, and he was like, you don't want me? You don't want any part of this? And so, I mean, but I liked the way Ethan was so kind to Cameron.
So let's talk about the changes with Cameron, because like you said, his backstory was completely different. In the book, he had been raised by his aunt and was finally was kicked out of his girlfriend's place, kicked out of his friend's place, and needed money. So he was finally resorting to extortion, and trying to find his deadbeat dad. In the movie, his mom had just died.
Yes.
And left him the camper van.
I thought that he bought that.
In the book, he did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, yes.
In the book, he bought the van with the $2,000 that Aunt Jean had given him.
Okay.
So that he could make it all the way up to whatever.
That's what I mean. Like in the book, I was like, I remember him buying that with like no money in the bank.
Right.
Right. Okay. So his mom died. He inherits.
Left him that. And it was like disgusting. She had been living in that in squalor. She had overdosed and died in it. And so like they talked about him being like, that was what he inherited. And he was like, this is atrocious. And it was disgusting. And like it made him sick trying to clean it out. And it was just one of those like adds to the trauma.
Right.
Because he had bounced around from, I don't know, foster or neighbors or someone. He was not raised by his mom or his dad and never had that. So we still had that vibe. I mean, that stays true to the book.
Correct.
But just a little different. Did you appreciate that? Did you feel like there was something missing with that?
I don't feel like there was anything missing. I didn't hate that. I thought that was fine. I feel like we still understood, and I don't know if I felt like I understood because I read the book. Because I wonder if I would have watched the movie first and then went back and read the book and been like, oh, I wish I would have known more of this depth. Maybe. But watching the movie, I already had the backstory.
Yeah.
So that might have changed it.
I think you made a good point, though, in that Lewis Pullman plays Cameron much more sophisticated than the portrayal in the book.
Yes.
The book, I was just reading online, people talked about him being an insufferable man-child. And I just remember in our discussion, we had talked about the fact that after finishing the book, we did not think that Cameron was 30. He acted like a 20-year-old who had no clue what was going on in his life. And so I think that this Cameron did seem like a 30-year-old, still a little lost in where he's going in life, but it wasn't that he couldn't necessarily hold down a job. Like, he just was floating around in his own family trauma and was part of a band. I mean, everybody in town thought he was homeless, but it wasn't as worthless as maybe the book perception.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like even his taking on ownership of things like a job and then taking guidance or changes to how he was doing it, the way the movie portrayed it, he was able to accept that. But whereas the book, I feel like he fought it a little bit and being like, no, like, who are you? And so, yeah, I did like Lewis Pullman. I think he did a great job.
Just for reference, I feel like our fans would know Lewis Pullman from Lessons in Chemistry. He played in Top Gun Maverick as Bob, and he was Calvin in Lessons in Chemistry, so he was the main character's wife.
Okay.
So I don't think you've read Lessons in Chemistry.
You mean the main character's husband?
That's what I mean, yes.
I was like, whoa, what kind of...
Right, you haven't read that one, so you wouldn't understand.
Well, he's definitely not a wife, okay? So, but I know what you mean, yes. So you're right, I have not.
I liked him in this role. I think he did a really good job with it. And I think maybe in the first scene or two, I was kind of like, this is a little cheesy, very stereotypical, because he was like running in with his cell phone and he's like, oh, now my cell phone's not working.
Don't have a charger.
Right.
Typical thing, you know.
And so from there, it was all up. So I feel like the first few scenes with him, I was like, oh, he's this man-child and the acting isn't awesome. But the rest of it, I was blown away. I felt very good about the acting in this movie. I bought it, and the relationships as they were growing. I have a question for you. Did you get emotional watching this one?
No. Did you expect anything different from me?
No.
I mean, I loved the wholesome vibe that this movie and book, again, both of them are wholesome. There are something that I would sit with my kids in the room, and mind you, I have a 5-year-old too, and I could watch this and even listen to the audiobook and would not worry about any of the storyline or anything that I wouldn't have to explain. I would feel very fine with any of that because it was good, it was genuine. I did love, again, with both of them, I loved how that came back to a connection of you're my son's son, son. And so I thought that was so sad in both of them, how she lost her son and how she was all by herself, getting ready to potentially move into this retirement community. And they changed that too in the book and the movie. Yeah, and I liked that change because I was not happy in the book where she sold her house that her husband had built. That one thing I did not like, that I'm like, thank you for at least keeping that.
I think it was her grandpa.
Was it her grandpa?
Yeah, it was her dad or her grandpa. It had been in the family for a long time.
Right. And so
it was beautiful.
It was beautiful. And so I loved that. I mean, I think it was sweet and I think it was endearing.
No tears shed. Okay.
Not even a teary-eyed.
I did.
Oh,
I mean, I was watching it late at night and I was tired, but it was emotional. And I feel like the moment, like, and the actors really brought it to life. I mean, they're sitting out by the water and she's got his ring and is explaining, like, hey, my son's name was Eric. His initials are Eels. This is his ring. And he just looks down and is like, are you telling me that Marcellus knew that you were my grandma? Like, and just like the realization dawning on him, I think that was really powerful. And like his crying there definitely evoked that for me. Like it was definitely the build. And then they went straight to another cut to Marcellus in the ocean and something else. And it came back to the two of them at that bench and that they were still talking, but like the emotions at that point had gone. And I was like, okay, that was nice. It really built me up to like have this like emotional crying moment. And then I got to kind of wash it away with the ocean. And then they like carried on and started building this new relationship. So that was nice for the roller coaster that I didn't have to like keep sobbing. But I definitely appreciated the acting for that because it definitely built to that moment.
I laughed because in that moment I literally was going, octopuses can be really that smart, but really? Come on. They're not that smart. How would he get a ring out of the eel tank, bring it to them? I'm like, okay, sure. See, that's when my emotions go like, It's like I'm trying to suspend my belief and go, okay, this is not realistic. Do I think this will actually happen? No. But.
And that was the interesting connection. It wasn't just like, you're my grandma. It was,
Marcellus.
you mean Marcellus knew and was trying to tell us this the whole time?
Right.
So, like, that was kind of a stretch there, but the way that he took that news, and we talked about this before, and that this was not a traditional love story or like a romance. This was family love, found family.
Right.
And I think it was just the most beautiful display of that because both of them needed that and craved that. And in that moment, realized that, oh my goodness, this thing that I've been looking for, I mean, for the last 30 years, his entire life, we have that. And like they had already started having this relationship.
Yeah.
And then to realize that like, oh, you're actually family.
Right.
How cute was it when they went to open mic night?
I loved that addition.
Yeah.
I mean, number one, he was really good because I can't remember whatever his band name was.
Moth Sausage.
Thank you. It was awful. I just remember the name was awful. I thought, there's no way he's good. There's no way this is going to be enjoyable. But I really loved that. I don't think I remember them sitting in the car in the book listening and like the whole Radiohead and all of them bringing about realizing, like, I put the two and two together. I go, she's saying, no, I don't want any of this because that's her son's music. Right. And so, like, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like, I already knew that obviously that was his dad's stuff, but it was like, oh, that's a cool moment.
So that was a big change from the book because it was Ethan that took Cameron on that road trip.
Correct.
It was not Tova.
Correct.
So that was cute how they changed it so that they could have that time together. And yeah, making the connection that those were not her cassettes.
Oh, no.
Not at all. Those were clearly Eric's. And she didn't want to listen to it because it was
a reminder
loud and crazy. And yeah. But it was hilarious when she was trying to text Avery for him because she's like, you can't text on the drive. And then like accidentally calls her and then sets up a date for them.
Yes.
I loved that.
Did Avery, and see, I guess I could have looked this up, but did Avery have a child?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. But I don't remember Avery's child being so old.
I think he was a teenager.
Okay.
Maybe not. I mean, he was like, that's a man with a mustache.
I mean, he was like 16, 17, right? In the movie. Yeah. I don't remember him being like, I was thinking he was like 12, 13 in the book. But
so one of the things that the people online were reminding me of was that in the book, he didn't have a problem with it. Whereas in the movie, he ran and was like, a kid, I don't know how to deal with that, and had to go deal with that himself. But in the book, he was like, oh, yeah, sure, kids, cool. I'll come around. And I think Avery was a little more hesitant to bring him around her kid.
Understandably.
Right.
Understandably, actually, in both cases.
Right.
I can see both sides to that. Like, of course, he would run like, whoa, shocking. Like, I don't have good history with parents or being a parent. I don't know what the first thing a part of that is. How can I date someone who has this grown man?
Right.
And so I can see both sides.
I think that this depiction, it was more accurate to this movie version of him as opposed to the book version of him.
Although the book version I would have thought would have run away.
Right.
Like ran away and be like, absolutely not. I don't care how hot you are. I'm out.
Right.
Yeah, because he couldn't even take care of himself.
I really laughed when they were out on the paddleboards, though.
And she pushed him over?
Well, just that he couldn't paddleboard to save his life. Like, no, it's better down here. I'm going to just stay down here. Like, he definitely would have fallen off before she pushed him off.
Well,
but
true.
That happened in the book, too, where she pushed him off. Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed that. I also love paddleboarding. Mm-hmm. I have my own paddleboard. I used to go before work when I lived on Grand Traverse Bay. Like, it was just beautiful. So I love that as a form of exercise. And I've never understood people who struggle to stand up on a paddleboard. I just don't understand. And so watching him as this, like, tall man, like, he's hunched over, not holding his paddle the right way. Like, what are you doing, weirdo? So I was glad when she pushed him in the water.
Oh,
Can you paddleboard?
I can. I only laugh because right after...
I'm sorry, am I offending you?
Oh, no, I can. I only laugh because if my sisters are listening, they'll text me and make fun of me because right after I had given birth, maybe I was like 8 weeks with the infant, we decided we were going to go paddleboarding. And I was all like... After having your first baby, your body is kind of out of sorts. Your equilibrium is so, like, my equilibrium went through a whole, like, chain of, like, I don't know what's going on here. And I felt like I had zero coordination after I had a baby. So, yes, I fell off really right, and I thought I was falling off, and the water was, like, this deep. It was, like, a, foot and a half, and I'm like, oh, and I'm, like, standing up, and I'm just cracking up. But, yes, I do love paddleboarding. I think it's relaxing. I think it's calming.
It's
all
good
about
workout.
It's all about core. Just hold your core tight,
Yeah. So if you're afraid of it, please don't be afraid of it. Go hop on a paddleboard.
If you can't ride a bike, I mean, that you might struggle because I feel like that's the same muscles that kind of hold you up in a bike.
Well,
I can't
just
skateboard
stay on your
though.
Knees. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, skateboarding is one I won't try though. I've tried twice and I'm like, nope.
See, skateboarding, I can't do sideways sports. Like, I've tried to get on a snowboard. Mm-hmm. I cannot, for the life of me, snowboard because it's sideways. Yeah. I like to face my problems head on. Like, this sideways thing, it's just not happening for me because I'm always wanting, like, I don't have a dominant foot.
Oh.
And so I'm always like, nope, I'm going to go back to this way. And then I face plant. And
yeah,
because
like, you're trying to, like...
this way.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just need to go down the hill. Let's just go this way.
You're like, I want 2 feet to control this.
Yeah. So skateboarding, probably not happening either.
Can you roller skate? Rollerblade?
Yeah.
See, there you go. You just need 2 feet to do any of these things. Yeah. 2 separate feet. You just don't need them stuck together.
Right.
Makes sense. Yeah.
That's fine.
But paddleboarding, that was a cute moment. That was a fun little, like, date. But it seemed like she didn't know it was a date. And
yeah. We also, though, with Avery, we did not get the sidebar of her talking somebody off the ledge.
Yeah.
Which was a different storyline, I guess. Mm-hmm. I mean, because we were led to believe that she had talked to Cameron's mom, and she had been suicidal.
Right.
And she had kind of helped that lady step away from the ledge.
Right.
And so that was something where we were learning a little bit of Cameron's backstory. That did not happen in the movie.
Again, they pulled out a lot. And I know for movies, they probably have to. And they have to, make sure the storyline makes sense. There was some of that was missing. Of course, I will say, like, it's always, I can't imagine trying to change a book into a movie in all the parts of that. Like, what's the important part? Is this relevant? Is this not? Is this going to change the story altogether? But
I think they did a really good job with flashbacks. I mean, like, she was seeing a ghost of her son around the house and the memories. they talked about like the gossip around town, and that's why Tova didn't want to be in on the gossip with her nitwits, was because the gossip had turned on her when her son disappeared, because everybody thought that he killed himself.
Right.
And just the trauma that created for her, living in a small town and having people think that. I mean, you had the one guy come up to her after that luncheon and say, I never thought that he did that to himself.
Yeah.
And like, so you could see that it really was a big talking point throughout town, and that it was a big deal. And Ethan was defending her to Cameron and saying, like, hey, she's been through a lot. Like, you need to give her credit. She had a kid, and, like, he was a good kid.
Right.
So she knows what she's talking about.
Right. The one flashback I really enjoyed was when she was getting ready to release Marcellus, the hand in the water, and it flashed back to, like, her son right by the water, and like a special moment that she had. And so like her tears of letting Marcellus go were also tears of flashbacks of her son. And so that was a really tender moment. I liked that.
Well, there was similar ones when she asked Cameron to pull off the side of the road to the little private beach,
right.
and she can see her son like skipping rocks. And I was like, yeah, there's so many of these memories that have been like bottled up that she's still living with. And I could see that as the reason why she wanted to sell the house.
Yeah.
Because she did see her son and was reminded. I mean, she hadn't opened that door in years.
Right.
And was angry when he went in that room without her permission. And
yeah.
So we did see all of her emotions kind of processing this grief.
Right. Right.
It was just all beautiful. What did you think? I know in the book she used his T-shirt, Ethan's T-shirt, to like clean the table or something and ruined it.
You mean that like expensive shirt? I wish she would have replaced it like she did in the book, because she replaced his T-shirt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
she replaced it at the end of the movie.
Oh, see, I was folding laundry. I was being the mom.
Well,
I don't remember that part, and I don't know.
She did. So she did replace that in the movie. It was right at the end. But I was reading online that Shelby Van Pelt, the author, demanded that scene be put in.
Good.
Because Cameron had said, like, that's like thousands of dollars.
Yes.
Like, that was.
Yes.
And she was like, oh, no. So at the very end, she walks up to him with a new Grateful Dead T-shirt and kind of like makes amends at their dinner.
Thank you
whatever.
for clarifying that, because I was like, what? That was like such a good like moment, because obviously one of the biggest things that Cameron and Ethan bond on is music. And so that's part of their bonding. And so that was part of who Ethan was. And so I'm glad that pulled that full circle for me.
Cameron had told her, like, no, he was wearing his prized possession. That shirt is framed up on his wall, and he took it down for your date. Like, that's how significant this was. So I think we didn't see her, like, Googling and trying to see, like, that she had to get it off of eBay and how expensive it was. But just the notion that it almost looked to me that she had taken the shirt and gotten the stain out or something. Like, I don't have any idea whether, because we don't have the backstory.
Well, it also wasn't, like, as like you were saying in the book, she really you talk about how much she's looking for the shirt. She's like having to realize like how expensive it is, and so there's that more of that depth in the shirt.
A little more investment in the replacement.
Correct. Where it might not have been a replacement, like you said, it might just have been, I got the stains out. Here you go. Because she said like, oh, no big deal. All I did was stain his shirt, and he's like, what?
The Grateful Dead? No, it's from the live show in 1992. Yeah.
She's like, okay, it's a shirt. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm glad you cleared that up, because I was like, what? I missed that. I missed that so much. So good.
One of the other things that got me emotionally was when he lifted up the floorboards and pulled out the package. Mm-hmm. First of all, it was a Trivial Pursuit box, which is my family's game. Mm-hmm. I grew up playing Trivial Pursuit, so I recognized the box and the logo right away. And I was like, oh, that would be a treasure chest. Like, that is what I would have grabbed. Like, if I needed something like that, that was already nostalgic for me. And then, like, pulling out the Dollar Horse and having that come. I mean, that was introduced in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Like, she walks in the house, and they're all sitting there, and it's just this wonderful reminder of the Swedish heritage. Mm-hmm. But And then the list of baby names. And Cameron was circled, and they were like, oh, your dad named you.
Yes.
Like, how special is that? Like, I'm tearing up now. Like, that was just beautiful. I mean, it is a little cheesy.
Right.
But for somebody who had a deadbeat mom
And he
never knew his dad.
Right.
But
he
to
thought
know-
his dad had literally in his mind for all these years for 30 years, thought that his dad just abandoned him and wanted nothing to do with him and wouldn't help him. And so realizing like, oh, that's actually my mom's best friend. It wasn't my actual dad. And then come to full circle, like, I had a dad who wanted to be a part of my life, who named me.
Right.
And to be able to visualize that was
Man,
really
I
a
have
cool
chills.
moment.
Like, that's just so beautiful.
It's a beautiful moment. Yeah.
Why don't you cry?
I'm heartless. I don't know. I don't know.
It's all right.
It's one of those things. I actually was talking to someone about this. Like, why do you not cry? And why are you so hard in heart? And I said, I don't know. I don't know. It's not that I'm hard in my heart. I cry by myself in the car when I'm driving or something. Okay, pulling off the side of the road, crying. But yes, there's something about that. I don't know.
I'm not judging you whatsoever. I feel like becoming a mom actually is what changed my chemistry because I was not a crier. I wasn't somebody who like got emotional at stuff like that. And now I'm like, oh, but it's picking baby names. And like, that's a big deal. And to know that like they had landed on a name and like that just...
Even a visual of him, like seeing his mom and dad together.
The pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be really special. So I liked that moment. It was a beautiful moment. And I was like, I love that they shared it. Tova and Cameron shared it together.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that she didn't know that there was a girl. So when that guy had been like, oh, yeah, you know, that girl that he was hanging out with. And Cameron had been like, yeah, there's always a girl. There was a girl. There had to have been a girl. And like then to find out that that girl was his mom.
Right.
Like that all... comes full circle, and it was just beautiful.
It was.
All of it was beautiful.
I liked it. All right. Anything else?
I don't think so necessarily. I very much enjoyed this. There isn't anything from the movie where I was mad about. It is rated PG-13. There is a little bit of language. There's some swear words. It is not bad by any means. I mean, you had said that you would feel okay sitting down with your children watching this. I would 100% sit down, and I probably will make my kids sit down and watch this one because I think it covers some really good themes. We talked about it before and how it's talking about grief and aging and parent and family issues. But it really does it with grace and humor.
Right.
There was a lot of very funny jabs going back and forth. I mean, while Cameron is trying to scrub the floor, or she's like, no, you get down here and you scrape this off. And he's like, I'm going to damage the floor before I get this piece of gum off of the tile.
Yes.
And she's like, no, you get down there. And even when he's cleaning the glass and he's doing it up and down, and Marcellus, like, waves a tentacle at him, and he's like, I know, circular motion. Is that better? Like, I loved the humor in this. And I think that my kids would enjoy those moments, too. I was laughing. My husband was sleeping. And I was like, this is so good. Why are you sleeping? But I was laughing out loud. And I was crying. So it took me there.
Yeah. Well, good. I really did enjoy it as well. I think for me, I missed a little bit of Marcellus's like antics, his treasure chest. But I think they did a really good job portraying Tova and Cameron, Ethan and Marcellus. Like they did such a good job at their characters. I think who portrayed them did really good. I would envision finding a good Tova was not easy. And also knowing how to get Marcellus, like, how do I make an octopus have a personality? I mean, I can't envision how hard that is. And so that was well done. I didn't even notice, like you said, there was a few things about his movements. And I'm like, I didn't even notice that because it was really well done. I still think there are times that I go, do I enjoy the book or the movie? And there's been one other time that I enjoyed the movie better than the book. And so I still enjoyed the book a little bit more, just a tad more to go. I liked some of the backstories. I liked some of the side shoot like things of Cameron, and I liked kind of knowing more of him and his girlfriend Avery. Yep. So I liked knowing a little bit more about her and her story, kind of her interactions, versus just being like just a small character in the movie. But still, overall, both so good.
Right.
Yes, and I know books are hard to find for kids nowadays, especially young adults that are not about killing someone.
Right.
Right? And so that was just a good, wholesome book.
Yeah. So would you rate the movie lower?
Just ever so slightly. It's hard to rate a movie versus a book because I say, like, they did such a good job cinematically to make it entertaining. If you didn't read the book, you're still going to enjoy the movie, and vice versa. Yeah, so, like, I would say it's, like, just because I like the character development just a little bit more in the book than I did in the movie. Okay. What about you?
I think I would go up.
Oh, see, good.
I think I would. I very much enjoyed this movie, and I think that it can stand alone. I think that the changes that they made were good for the sake of the movie.
Yes.
I still think that the book is great and worth a read. If you're not a reader, then please watch the movie because it is wholesome. You will laugh. You will maybe cry. But it is really good. And like you said, like there's not a lot of that where it's not action, shoot 'em up, like blood and guts everywhere.
Right. And there's no sex scenes. There's none of that. Right. So my question is, if you only watched the movie and didn't read the book, what did you find things cheesy? How did you portray Marcellus? Did you like the movie overall? Because I saw some reviews in there that people were like, did not like the movie. They thought it was slow at points. And that one of the people said they didn't read the book. So I'm curious, is it that I was understanding and knowing what was going to happen that made me be like, oh, I like this part. I enjoyed that. I felt the wholesomeness. I don't know.
Right. That's why I wanted my husband to stay awake. Like, come on, tell me what you thought about this.
Yes, because that helps, right? And so I'm curious. I'm sure there's got to be at least one listener who only watched the movie.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts, like your genuinely honest thoughts. Did you hate it? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Because I'd be really interested to hear that.
Yeah, agreed. I'm going to force my kids to watch it and get their opinions on it, too. Because I think that, we talked about how Cameron was a man-child, and in the book, it felt like he was a teenager still.
Yes.
I feel like my kids could relate to him some. I don't know. I thought that the humor was great, and there was a lot of funny things that they could actually enjoy.
Yeah.
So I would go up higher with my rating, probably like a 4.7 or something. Like, there wasn't anything to take it down. It was a wholesome movie. It was fun. It wasn't plot driven.
No.
So if you're looking for something that's action packed, that's not it. This is not the night for that movie.
Right. And like I said, it's hard for me to gauge between a book and a movie because they're so different. I'm not having to use my imagination because it's set before me of here's what this person, here's what this looks like. So that I love to use my imagination in the book. But that's why I say either just a little bit down, but it's hard for me to compare the two.
Yep. Still good.
Still good.
Still good. And on Netflix right now. So if you need to go and watch it, pull it on up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I always enjoyed doing these. And I'm glad that we got on it the day the movie came out. Yeah. And now I can just go and talk with every single person about what they thought about this.
Yeah, because I want to hear all about it. Like I said, I really am curious of an adult. And I say that because kids can suspend their beliefs a little bit better than adults seem to be. Because I'm one of those that sometimes struggles to suspend my belief. So
that's all right. We will keep reading.
And keep ranting.
And remember, you are so approachable.
Okay, the episode is over. If you enjoyed it, could you give us a thumbs up or leave a review?
It goes a long way toward helping us grow and meet new people like you.
Subscribe to get notified when the next episode drops.
You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook to see what we're reading next, recommend new books, and join the conversation.
We're so excited to have you on board.